What if I told you a city spent $2.1 billion on a transit system that constantly breaks down, leaves commuters stranded, and has already earned a reputation as one of Canada's biggest transit failures? That's Ottawa's light rail transit system, or LRT. And today, I'm going to talk about how this billion-dollar project collapsed, and more importantly, how we can fix it. When Ottawa first announced its LRT project, it sounded like a game changer. Imagine fast, modern trains cutting through the city, no traffic jams, no delays. The goal was to connect neighborhoods, reduce congestion, and make Ottawa a more sustainable and transit-friendly city. But what was promised as a modern system quickly turned into chaos. The Confederation Line, the LRT's first phase, opened in 2019 after years of construction delays and budget overruns. Even then, commuters were not hopeful at all. This is supposed to be the future of transit in Ottawa, except it wasn't. Within weeks of opening, trains broke down, doors jammed, and entire sections of the line shut down without warning. Passengers were forced to switch back to buses, leading to packed stops and hours-long commutes. So what went wrong? Let's start with the trains. Ottawa's LRT uses Alstom Citadis Spirit trains, a model designed for European climates. The problem? Ottawa's winters are harsh, as most people know, but I guess not the engineers. And with snow, the ice, and the freezing temperatures that will wreak havoc on the trains that are not built for that environment. The wheels, arguably the most critical part of any train, began to wear down prematurely. In some cases, cracks appeared after just a few months. Why? The engineers didn't account for how Ottawa's tracks, which have sharp curves and uneven surfaces, would grind against the wheels, causing damage. Now, imagine running a car without rotating the tires. Eventually, they fail, obvious. That's exactly what happened here, but with the trains carrying thousands of people. And it doesn't stop there. The overhead power lines responsible for supplying electricity to the trains have repeated failure due to poor installation and lack of maintenance. Combine that with faulty sensors that keep detecting non-existent issues, and you've got a recipe for constant breakdowns. But the biggest problem was not just about the trains. It wasn't even the engineering or any of that. The biggest problem in this Ottawa LRT project was its political pressure. Ottawa's LRT was rushed to open before it was ready, largely to meet election deadlines. Instead of finishing testing and addressing problems, the city pushed the system into operation, hoping to figure out the issues later. And when things started going wrong, officials and private contractors pointed fingers at each other, instead of fixing the root causes. This lack of accountability left commuters stuck, and taxpayers footing the bill. Now, before you lose hope, as most of us in Ottawa have already, Ottawa's transit system can be fixed. Other cities have faced similar problems and turned their transit systems around. Here's how. In cities like Tokyo, parts are inspected and replaced before they fail. Ottawa needs to adopt this mindset instead of waiting for breakdowns to happen when it's too late already. Scandinavian cities face even harsher winters than Ottawa, yet their trains run on time. How? Heated tracks, better insulation, and designs specifically made for cold climates. Ottawa has to invest into upgrades to handle the weather. Instead of politicians controlling the timeline, Ottawa should create independent transit authorities like in New York or London. Focus on performance, not politics and pointing fingers. Ottawa's transit problems didn't happen overnight, and fixing them won't either. But it is possible with the right planning, accountability, and the right public pressure. Well, what do you guys think? Should Ottawa stick with the LRT, or is it time for a bigger shift? Like better bus routes and more BRT, or even light rail expansions like Line 2 and 4, or even to further places beyond? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more breakdowns of urban planning disasters and successes, just please subscribe. Thank you for watching Urbanscape Owen.